Good morning, all of you. Today we will be discussing electrostatic potential. Before starting this, I will define you what is electrostatic potential difference. Suppose there is a positive charge, point charge, plus Q, which is placed at point O, and there is a position A where a test charge is placed, which is represented by plus Q naught, and we are bringing this test charge towards charge plus Q. As we all know, the electric field lines from this particular charge will be radially outwards, and if we try to bring a positive charge near a positive charge, it will experience a force of repulsion. So electrostatic potential difference is defined as amount of work done in moving a unit positive charge from one point to another against electrostatic forces. Now, since we are trying to bring this charge plus Q naught to position B, so we have to do some work against electrostatic force of repulsion. Hence, the electrostatic potential difference is VB minus VA, which is work done per unit test charge. This work we are doing against the electrostatic force of repulsion. Its unit is volt, and 1 volt is defined as 1 joule upon 1 coulomb. Now, what is electrostatic potential? If we consider point A is at infinity, then potential at A will be equal to 0. If I put VA is equal to 0 in this expression, then electrostatic potential becomes equal to VB, that is work done upon test charge. So it is defined as amount of work done in moving a positive charge from infinity to that point. Now in this particular case, A approaches infinity and B is the point of interest where we are bringing this positive test charge. Let's try to derive its formula under the heading electric potential due to point charge. Now suppose there is point O where a positive charge is placed. Let the test charge is placed at point A, which is at a distance x from O. Now suppose this test charge is brought to point B and it covers a distance dx. Then the force experienced will be given by 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q naught upon x square by Coulomb's law. Since we are bringing this charge against the electrostatic force, so we have to do work. So this small amount of work done in moving a charge from A to B will be f dot dx. The angle between them is 180. Why? Because we are bringing it towards B and the electrostatic force of repulsion is in the direction of arrow. So this angle becomes 180 degrees. So cos 180 is minus 1. So dw becomes minus f dx. Total work done will be integration of dw. Suppose we are bringing a charge from infinity to point P, which is at a distance r. So the limits of integration becomes infinity to r f dx. We substitute the value of force 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q naught upon x square into dx. Now this 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q naught comes out of the integration. So it is infinity to r x raised to the power minus 2 dx. Now on integrating it, it becomes minus 1 upon x. We substitute the upper limit minus lower limit and we get a formula of work is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q naught upon r. Now this q naught comes into the denominator. So work done upon this test charge is equal to potential. Hence the formula of the potential becomes 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by r. That means we have derived the formula for the electrostatic potential due to a point charge, and it will be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by r. Please remember that this is a scalar quantity. While solving the numerical problems, the sign of the charge will be considered. Now let's try to derive electrostatic potential due to a dipole. Now consider a dipole having minus charge and positive charge separated by a distance 2a. Consider any arbitrary position P where we are trying to find the value of electrostatic potential. So from the center, this point is at a distance r. Point A is at a distance r1, point B is at a distance r2. This point is making an angle theta with the axis of the dipole. So since the potential is a scalar quantity, the net potential at point P will be equal to potential due to charge at A and the potential due to charge at B, and we are summing it up as V1 plus V2. Now using the formula, V1 becomes 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught minus Q upon R1. Now please see over here that this is very important, that minus charge is considered. Why? Because it is a scalar. Plus 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R2. Here it is a positive charge. We take 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q common. So I am left with 1 upon R2 minus 1 upon R1. Solving this, it becomes Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught R1 minus R2 upon R1 R2. Now if this point P is far away from the dipole and I am drawing one perpendicular from B on AP, which is meeting at point M, so R1 minus R2, this value which is AM, R1 minus R2 becomes equal to 2a cos theta. In this triangle AMB, R1 minus R2 becomes 2a cos theta. Now 2a is equal to what? AB, so it becomes AB cos theta, and the value of this product R1 R2 becomes approximately equal to R square, since this point is very far. So we substitute this value into this expression. R1 minus R2 is to be substituted as 2a cos theta, and R1 R2 is substituted as R square, and Q into 2a, I hope everybody remembers, Q into 2a is dipole moment P. So 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught P cos theta upon R square. So this is the electric potential due to a dipole at any arbitrary position P. Now suppose we are now discussing two most important cases. On the axial line, suppose if somebody asks me, that is, if this is a dipole, any point on the axis, either to this side or to this side, this angle becomes equal to 0. Now cos 0 is equal to 1. So the formula of potential becomes 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught P upon R square. And any point on the equatorial line or on the broad-on line, a broad-on represents an element which is at the right bisector, at the perpendicular bisector. So this theta becomes 90 degrees. Cos 90 is equal to 0. So always remember that electrostatic potential due to a dipole on the equatorial line is always 0. Thank you.